And like the two of you would bump into each other in the hall sort of situation. Like he opened the door at the same time. It's like, oh, hello there.
I just gasp and I fall onto my knees and say, God!
It's too early for this. I just keep walking.
Yeah, I knew. I was like, you just had to walk off.
Can't wait for this.
And I just scramble after you, of course.
The bar is completely empty except for the barkeep, who is currently still there.
I sit in my normal spot in the corner of the bar.
He looks up at you and goes, "Ah, morning."
Morning.
Okay, it's like, glad to see someone's up nice and early. Anything I can help you with?
Do you happen to have any coffee? You know, the good dirty bean juice?
He goes, I know this stuff. Let's see if it's fresh. Let's see if it's ready yet.
I'd sort of come around to the side, by the way. Before he gets out, before he goes into the kitchen.
Oh, yep. He'd be like, here then.
Hey, barkeep. I'm actually going back there anyways, due to our conversation yesterday. You want me to grab some?
Just follow me.
All right, so I follow him.
And actually, I get to move you all over here a bit then. Welcome to the kitchen.
While this is happening, Julie's just sitting there waiting for the coffee, so she like pulls out her notebook and starts taking notes.
Nice and, well, not necessarily hot, but I think you'll like the taste.
Coffee's coffee. If it keeps me awake, then it's doing its job.
Well, hopefully it does the job then. And hands you one of that and goes... He goes 1 silver.
Here you go.
Which is a little pricier than the average things that you've been dealt with in this place, because mostly it's been copper, and it's a little strange, but when you get a taste of it, you understand why.
There's nothing better than a nice cup of coffee in the morning. I'm willing to pay the 1 silver.
He goes, now that's a healthy attitude. And he takes the silver and begins to drink. Begins to take a sip of his own mug.
I just come back and I sit exactly next to Julie. And I know I probably make her uncomfortable, but I'm too delusional to care or notice.
Too delusional to care or notice.
So I just slide over the bones to you and say, for you. Then I turn to Oswald, yeah? I turn to Oswald and say, is the dwarf from yesterday still here?
Oh, Barrison? Absolutely, he's here.
Do you happen to know about when he wakes up?
Well, I'd say a man who just survived some severe hypothermia is welcome to wake up whenever he wants.
I just nod my head and say, thank you.
Of course.
And I just look at Julie.
So, you travel off, and the day is nice and sunny. You travel through the peaceful, sunny day.
Ooh.
The sun shines brightly as a cool breeze moves against the tall grass. The dirt road under your feet is even and made firm. The travel between here and Fell Moondroft passes a small open field and along the forest path. The fastest route is along the caravan route. The typical groove is marked along the side road, along the main road, and a little bit into the side for when the carts occasionally pull over. This day is smooth and travels nicely. As you're traveling through the day, the air is cool, and you see a lake up on the left-hand side.
Lake.
The glistening water is welcoming, and feels invigorating. In fact, it seems to encourage you to come to the water side for a moment. You are very confident in the fact that it's just a lake. You are very confident that this has magical properties, and the fact that they're actually and they're positive qualities too. Like they're more clerical in nature.
All right, so I obviously dumped both of my water skin, not mine, Sasha's water skin and my water skin out.
Yeah, can you
I fill it with it, and then I pass Sasha's water skin back to her, and then I jump in.
You jump in?
Fully clothed.
All right, you are fully in the water. Do you ever drink any of the water?
No, I'm fully not parched.
You all managed to get out of the lake. And you return to the cart with Elias now being soaking wet.
I ask everybody if they have a blow drying spell, and I say it in those exact terms.
Blow drying spell.
Yep.
Okay.
I might have something.
I don't.
So you know what I mean when I say that.
I cast Prestidigitation. I'm getting better.
You're gonna set me on fire by accident.
To instantly clean.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I fall on my knees again, and I kind of do a praying pose. I'm saying, "Thank you, God."
Let's just keep going. we have a town to save.
You're just super uncomfortable with it. You just keep going.
Yep.
It's great.
All right.
I just didn't want you getting sick.
As you continue down the road, the air gets a little chillier, and you think as the sun begins to set after a few hours that it's best if you start making camp. You all wake up and begin your travels. You're met with a much colder breeze than usual. Especially being the fact that it's the start of spring. You are met with a much colder breeze as usual as the first few hours of the travel get a lot more brisk and then cold. Roughly around noon, as you're walking, you see something odd. Snow. As the minutes pass, the snow falls heavier. You find yourselves in what is a clearing. So you see this creature. It's a small creature with thick, leathery skin. Its rotund, pug-like face, sitting there with its dopey-looking eyes, as its hide as its hide kind of sits drooping down, pulling into wrinkles and folds. It sits on a branch about 10 feet up, and is about a little under your eye, and about roughly your eye level. And it looks like as if it's watching you.
Defensive or aggressive or neutral? How is its body language?
You can tell that this creature is very neutral. It is just simply observing and watching.
Mm. So, guys, we could try to avoid an encounter with this thing if it's possibly dangerous and go around it so not to spook it and make it mad.
So this is what you see.
It is a gargoyle.
Oh, it is kind of cute. It is kind of
This
cute.
is what this is what you see currently in the trees.
Can we try to keep him?
You think you're being stealthy because you think you're focusing on it, but the more you focus, the more you just hear crunch, 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 crunch. You just watch this thing as it. You're trying to see if it's focused on just. You see if it tries the creature just focuses on you or focuses on the party. It's mainly looking at all of them as you're thinking like, all right, this is going good. This is going good. This is going great. As you get right up to it, you look at it. It looks down at you immediately as you get to the tree, and then it looks slightly past you for a second. As it's not the creature you're staring at that you should have been worried about. It's the giant wolf that's currently has his teeth in your shoulder.
What?
Was it invisible? Where was it hiding?
Yeah.
That thing rolled a stealth check. Obviously, when the wolf bites into you, the creature that is looking right past it makes this horrendous guttural screech before stretching its wings forward and flying off.
For the wolf.
I was gonna name him.
Do I
Burrito.
sense any magic on it?
The wolf? No.
Okay.
Well, yes. The wolf. Actually, the wolf does have a bit of magical sense to it, but
'Cause I
not as
still have
much as a
detect
snow.
magic.
Yes, you are correct, and it is within the range. But it is not in. But it's not as strong as or the same as conjuration. It's more of an evocation level of magic. You truly begin to feel the coldness that is this forest as the large white wolf makes a loud howl. Just like that.
Weirdly
And
timed.
And from that, the beginning of eyes appear around all.
Holy shit.
I knew something was off. Jesus Christ.
Growling and snarling.
I knew I hated this wolf.
But that being said, all of you are with all of your roles combined. I'll give more specific information specifically for Elias.
Yeah.
But you are all very clearly aware that this is the alpha.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
This wolf in the center is this pack's alpha. And
Figured that.
specifically, anyone who rolled above a 15 can tell that these wolves are just here for backup. You can tell something very special about this wolf.
Yes.
Almost because you made it as a nature check specifically. The guttural noises that are coming from this alpha are distinctly different than that of a normal wolf. Almost as if somewhere in your mind you are able to put two tiny little thoughts together, and you think to yourself, maybe, just maybe, this thing can speak common.
I have a feeling that he is able to speak common. Maybe we try to heal him and make him less angry, because we're fucked if we
I
don't.
was gonna try to appease him. So this is what I'm thinking since it's my turn. I was gonna... Since the wolf isn't... His attention is not on me. Or their attention is not on me. I was gonna take the bones out of my bag. One of the many bones.
Yep.
Slowly make my way up to the wolf. Like, giving the wolf a chance to see that I'm approaching. So, like, slowly approach. Bones in hands. Is he now looking at me? Or is he looking at Omar?
Yes. It's still inherently looking at Omar, but it's also seeing you actively approach, and you can watch as its eyes make way at both of you, in the sense that it feels like it's going to be pressured initially. But you're coming up slowly and cautiously, so it's a little more you can tell that it's definitely anticipating what you're going to do.
I, gently, like, kneel to the ground and place the bones. Saying, like, kneeling almost kind of like a bow. I start saying, I apologize for my friend's behaviors. You took us by surprise. Perhaps we can talk this out. And I, raise a hand out to, wait, which of my healing abilities does the most healing? We'll do Cure Wounds. Like, I'll hold out my hand, not touching him, but, like, offering it. In case he wants me to heal him. But, like,
Sorry.
I'm offering the bones, I'm trying to, like, speak it and calm it down, while also offering to heal the damage that my comrades have done.
Okay. You can tell that it doesn't initially trust you, because you haven't fully actually healed it.
I'm staying, like, prone on the ground with the bones in my hand out.
Exactly. But I understand that. That's why it's not outright trying to... You think it won't outright try to kill you. Into Elias's turn.
Alright, so I follow my god, and I do the similar. I slowly crouch walk extremely gingerly, and I actually hold out not only my pocket meat, but some of the, like, beef jerky supplies that I had in my pack. And I set down my weapons once I get close, and I push it behind me so the wolf knows that I'm not attacking it. And I drop the meat in front of it, bow, and hold out, heal, cure wounds as well.
Mortals, what are you doing in my woods?
I smile, like, I kind of slowly smile at the wolf, and I say, thank you for your understanding. We are here to discover the disturbance in these woods where the eternal winter came from. Do you happen to know anything?
You refer to the sky frost.
Yes,
Looks
I
up.
do.
You know how to stop it.
I am trying to figure that out. Do you happen to know where I can start looking to fix this for you?
He lets it... You see that his shoulders kind of go down. Not in
disappointment.
Not in a disappointment, not in unknowing, but kind of raises its chest up forward as it still looks down on you entirely.
Oh, yeah.
It goes...
My kin will survive. Even if the frost continues. You mortals, on the other hand, may have difficulty coping. Many of your kind come through my woods recently. Usually when the frost falls, we are left alone as you stay in your villages and homes. But this time more come through, mainly seeking passage out, and end up extending their stay here before ultimately returning to their villages. This puts my kin in danger, as some of my kin have fallen prey to mortals who seem to not withstand the cold as well as others.
It looks off in the general direction that creature flew off.
And then there's that thing. I do not know where it comes from, but it comes to my woods and watches those who try to leave, always to return to the village up north. See that it doesn't come back here.
And it turns away.
I try to stop the wolf before it fully leaves, and I say, I'm not gonna say Mr. Wolf, that sounds weird. I'm not gonna say Sir Wolf either.
Nice.
I'm not gonna say Your Majesty either, that's even weirder. What do I call it? Damn it?
Say Mr. Alpha.
Mr. Alpha. Alpha Senpai.
Alpha Senpai!
I would suggest Great Alpha.
Great Alpha. Excuse me. How long have you been here, if you don't mind asking? It feels like I'm just trying to understand how long this has been going on, how long your kin has suffered.
The wolf turns very quickly. I'm saying looks back and forth to its other kin, to the wolves around you, and gives them a quick, little flick to have them disappear. The other wolves begin taking their leave slowly and steadily. They begin to leave from the premises. One by one, they ultimately leave, leaving just you and the wolf. With that being said, the wolf turns once again to you, Elias, and says,
I have lived in these woods for many a time, longer than most mortals live. My kin have been around for centuries. Maybe not my current pack, but my kin have lived here for centuries. The suffering of my people have not been long, though. But as their leader, everyone that falls is a stain on my honor and pride. This frost, it is unnatural.
as he says the words unnatural, you feel a bit of tinged cold breath run out of the wolf's face and creep along yours, Elias. The suffering will end soon. But I am not the one that can cause the frost to stop. If you are in my woods again, and you are in dire situations, I will know, and I will come. It gives you this relatively sorrowful look, and it goes, "Convince the people to not hunt my kin further, and that shall be enough to suffice this." Looks at its shoulder that's still a little cut.
Oh,
distraction.
He's still injured. Oh no.
Distraction. With
Yes.
that, I shall leave. And he turns and begins to walk away. Okay. What would you like to...
Julie's gonna like doze in the carriage for like an hour, so take a short rest, and then start writing up theories about what's going on here. Using the knowledge she has in magic, she's coming up with a few theories, and she's kind of like sitting there talking to herself, so I'm not sure if anyone wants to like listen in. So she's like, either this is like a powerful magical object or a powerful person or being, and I'm leaning towards person because that gargoyle creature was quite literally a gargoyle creature. It was the security. It's here to let someone or something know that there's people coming to the town or leaving the town. And I feel like that's the thing that lets whatever's controlling this know when to make it more powerful, so they get lost in the blizzard and end up back in town.
Can I ask if you've seen like any creature like this before in your travels?
You are able to distinctly tell that from what you encountered there is definitely not naturally created. It is 100% magical.
Which makes sense. Because it's being used as like an unseen servant, but obviously it's being seen. It's more of like a familiar or something like that.
What are you? Like, you're obviously something. Because Elias went from a non-believer to an actual, like, what's I'm looking for? Not
To a worshiper?
Full-on devout.
Yeah, like, you were ready
Yeah.
to, like, take the vows and everything this right when we left the
You
cave.
could
Like,
go as
what
far
did-
as maybe even a zealot at this point. To be honest
Yeah, like, I
with
feel
you.
like he became a zealot, and then after, I'm like, what happened in that cave? Like,
Julie kind of just like chuckles, and she's like, you probably overheard him calling me a god. Well, I'm not a god if that's what you're asking.
that's not what I'm asking, because I obviously know, like, you're not, or else you'd fix everything. Or you make everything worse. So, what are you? Like, you're not a benevolent god, and you're not completely evil either. But you
How
obviously have
about-
something where he believed in you.
How about we have a little trade of information? I'll tell you information about me if you tell me information about you.
As long as it's equivalent, I have no issue with that.
Well, I know your question. My question is, why do you want to do this mission so badly?
For me, it's not about what I'm doing, as long as I'm keeping on moving. That I'm not stagnant. I keep moving forward. I don't want to be in a place that's I can easily be found. And if I keep moving, it's harder to pinpoint where I am.
Julie kind of like tilts her head with a smirk on her face. Like, she has this like knowing look on her face. Like, she understands what you're going through. And she kind of turns to you and says, when you ask what I am, you might want to be more specific. Are you talking about my class? My race? What are you talking about?
I guess my first initial question is your appearance your natural form? Or do you naturally look like this?
Yes. I was born looking like this.
Where are you from?
Oh god.
I interrupt. Well, from heaven, of course.
I was gonna say,
in the almighty heavens.
I was gonna say, Julie, to your memory, you go to answer that question and that memory doesn't exist. Memory of like a childhood doesn't really exist for you.
I guess you can say I'm from a little bit of everywhere. Haven't really stayed grounded.
And like, I'm not like, my character isn't automatically thinking, oh, she's a deity or she's some type of creature in disguise. For me, remember my character, she's very suspicious of everyone besides Omar.
Yeah, can I interrupt after she says that and say, well, of course, because she's an angel, so she flies.
And I would look at him and say, what do you mean flies?
She's an angel. Do you not know what an angel is?
I know what an angel is, but how can she fly without wings?
Of course, she's got wings. I've seen them.
I like give this weird look over to Julie. I'm like, what? I look at her, I'm like, you know what, that's not the weirdest thing I've seen today. I've seen a talking white wolf and a gargoyle probably from the inner ring of hell.
The inner ring of hell.
And I go, whatever. Like, as long as you're not actually, like, sent to kill me, I don't care what you are. I've probably seen worse, and I've probably will keep seeing worse, so it's fine.
Technically, I'm not sent to kill anyone. Only to help.
For me, that's when I automatically lose interest. I'm like, okay, sign. I'm like, you wanna read a book?
She looks at you and it's like, honestly, I could go for that. As your travel, as the cart continues down the road, you see what begins the continuous lights. You see lights in the distance. As the snowfall begins to diminish, as the forest opens into a clearing, a solid wooden archway sits before you with the words written in common on a snow-covered sign hanging from the archway. Welcome to Fell Moon Draft.